Hey everyone, it is your girl SolieSims and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another build. If you're brand new, thank you so much for joining us today. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you for being here. Today we're actually doing another house in Oasis Springs. For some reason, I'm a little bit obsessed with building in the desert or like just whatever dry setting. I'm actually caught between doing these type of builds and Caribbean inspired builds, so I think I'm gonna probably focus, at least for January, on these two aspects of building. Originally I wasn't sure how I was going to go about doing this house. I mean, I had an idea of what it is that I wanted to do, but for some reason I just couldn't, it wasn't meshing well for me. And I took a look at what I had done when I just did the shell. I felt like the upstairs was a little bit too narrow from what I wanted to do, so I worked on that and I expanded it, and this turned out to be a 3-bedroom 2-bathroom house with a pretty large yard. But here we are. Initially I was thinking I wanted to do this house like as an everyday like an everyday type of house, but I thought, why not make it into like almost like an Airbnb. This is a rental home, not a rental home for the family, but it is their vacation home as well, so they rent it out when they're not going to be using it, a way to make some monies and stuff. And it is typically otherwise a regular vacation home for them. But I'm thinking that the couple who lives here, not the couple, it's a whole family, but I'm thinking that the parents are kind of thinking about retiring. They're approaching that retirement age, and the kids have grown up. They're not little children anymore. The house isn't even decorated for little children anymore. So it can be a family oriented type of build if you choose to make some changes, but it's mostly for, like, I mean, it's all adults basically living here. The issue, you saw the top of the house just then, right? The roof drove me crazy because I felt like it just didn't match the style that I was going for, and I couldn't figure out how I was gonna fix it until you guys will see I shifted everything around. Now, as is with my regular style, I did some landscaping on camera, but for the most part I did a lot of it off camera. I've already explained why I do it like that, so I do hope that you guys, like I said, I have always said, each single build that I do, I hope you're okay with that and you're fine with it being this way. I feel like it helps me focus on other aspects of the building and the editing and etc, you know. So we did that. You will see too that I changed the fences. I built originally quite a little bit as well. I think to building in the Sims, it's a lot of how you feel about the build process. At least it is for me. So I may start off with one type of style, and midway through I think, you know what, this just isn't working out for me. Like the vision that I had originally, it just wasn't going for me, so I changed it out a lot. I actually had my daughter with me then when I was trying to decide what gate I wanted to put up. I could not decide what gate, what type of fence I was going to use. I eventually did a mix because I wanted a type of privacy fence, because my intention was to put in a swimming pool in the back, and I didn't want it to be a case where their privacy was, you know, kind of invaded, maybe because of how open the backyard is. And I did do this type of fence originally with the half walls, but for some reason when I did some of the layout of the interior, the outside fence raised up a bit in that the trim was way up higher than the wall itself, and it looked very odd, and I didn't particularly like it. So I had to improvise, and I ended up using one of the fences from the ranch pack, and implementing it. And then that made me think, I haven't really built a ranch, have I? So I think to maybe that can be something else that I do pretty soon on the channel. And also because it's in that same kind of dry, arid type of area, I think it will be perfect for the style that I'm going for this month. For whatever reason, this is what I feel like doing. So yeah, I also have another big project that I'm working on. It's a collaboration that is due out soon. It has so many amazing builders, and I can't wait to share the build that I'm going to be presenting, so you guys can watch out for that. It's going to be coming out this month as well. With the backyard, I didn't decide fully on the type of build this was going to be in regards to the use of it until I did the pool. And I was thinking I wanted to do this so that it feels like almost like a semi-rich, like an upper middle class type of family live here, but they're not like super rich or like super flashy with their richness, if that makes sense. So I ended up paving the whole backyard except for the places that have greenery, obviously, and but everywhere, the front yard, backyard, everything is basically paved. I imagine the large backyard spaces, because they tend to spend more time outdoors than they do in. I also put in, you would have noticed that I put in a chimney. That is because there are two fireplaces in here. There's the outdoor fireplace and the indoor one. And although I've never been to the desert, from my understanding of what I've read, what I've seen, what I have watched, it tends to get more chilly at night, although it's blazing hot during the day. So I figure at night, particularly when they're entertaining, they do have an outside fireplace that is going to be kind of like a focal point. Towards the end, when I was doing the kitchen, actually I put out a barbecue grill, but that did not happen until like all the way almost to the end. I didn't even think about putting a grill outdoors. The other aspect of the backyard that I really liked, and again you guys will see, is the outdoor lunch area or breakfast, whatever. There's a table outside where the family can gather to have meals, and it's a very small space. It's literally only like 4 chairs, but they also have like this this rolling table. I don't know what it's called, but it's like a table where you put like you're serving your different stuff on. And again, I have to shout out to the amazing CC creators. I used a lot of Anye's stuff. I think I did Simi, I can't remember the name off the top of my head. I apologize deeply for it, but I can't remember the name as I'm saying it to you guys. But yeah, I used a lot of their stuff. I did a few of Peacemaker stuff as well, and I realized whilst I was doing it, it's been a while since I went shopping on their page, so I may very well need to give them a visit pretty soon. But yes, so basically that is it. So this house, as all my other houses, are pretty chock full of CC. So while I do have a lot of regular EA stuff in there, there is a lot of CC items as well. I just feel like the community provides such beautiful pieces to complement the game, so why not go ahead and use that. I'm going to try my very best to name all of them, but there are some of them, not all of them identify their CC as theirs, if you know what I mean. Like, there is no identifying mark of who I got the CC from. So I will try to implement all of them in the list on my coffee page, but if it's not there, I apologize. You may very well get a few pieces that are just not part of it at all, and that's okay too. So yeah, so this family, like I said, they spend a lot of time outdoors. I did a nice little comfy sitting area for them outside, so they do have that entertainment aspect without having like a fire pit and stuff. So they do a lot of their bonding time, I guess you could say, outdoors. As for inside, the rooms inside are very tiny, guys. The living room, I think the kitchen is the biggest room in this whole space, and there's this one bedroom downstairs that is my absolute favorite. I did put in 2 full baths because I did put a room downstairs. I didn't want it to be a case where they're running upstairs to use the bathroom. So that was another influence as well for why I did an upstairs area, because I felt like it just wasn't enough space to do much. Initially I wanted it to be just an upstairs bedroom, kind of like a loft type of setting, but it just didn't suit the style of the house. So this couple, I imagine they spend a lot of time away. They travel a lot. Rather, maybe the father does. The father is in some kind of business, so he travels a lot. And these people, like I said, they are at retirement age. Their kids are grown. At least one still lives at home with them, I want to say. And the others, they have married, moved on, etc. And but they do tend to spend time at this family home. Perhaps, I'm sorry, I booked my mic. Perhaps they were part of a family house that was left to one of the parents, and they just renovated it. Or it could be a case where they bought it outright and renovated it as well. Either way, they did that. I stuck to my regular colors as well in decorating the space, in that there are lots of neutral colors. I'm trying my best to try to move away from it, but I don't know why. This is just my theme lately. Like I'm really getting into my my aesthetics, I guess, for sim building, and it is those muted colors. I think that is my aesthetic for Sims, and it's just really so attractive to me, and I'm hoping that I can find a community that will appreciate it and don't mind the lighter colors. Don't worry, guys, this was a little bit off. I fixed up the tapestry at the end. That room, by the way, is my absolute favorite room, and I imagine either the parents live here, or if there are any grandparents that are still alive or whatever, they would come and they would use that room in particular, because I imagine they don't really like going up and downstairs. It's hard on their knees after a certain age, you know, so why would they even bother doing that? But yeah, I love the idea of having the room downstairs. I did incorporate a little desk area, not with a computer or anything like that, but for them to just have a place to sit and write or do whatever, check bills, blah blah blah, etc. I also didn't put in a television in the living room. That's because, like I said, this family doesn't spend time indoors. They like to go out biking or hiking, spending time outdoors, barbecuing or by the fire or reading, even just anything having to do with the outdoors. This is their vacation home. If you're focused on spending time with family, away from technology, because this place doesn't even have a radio either, so I feel like that is what it's all about for them. Also, there is a there's no alarm clocks. Like, this is your time to take it all away and just okay. So this week though, it took a lot for me to build. I actually built this in 2 days. I've been homesick for 2 days, so I figured why not be productive and build something in Sims. I'm sure my boss would not appreciate that, but I'm sick and I'm home anyway, right? So why not do something that I enjoy, just to make, bring a smile to my face whilst I did this. So whilst I've been home as well, in the evenings I've been binge watching a lot of shows. I did get a really cool recommendation on my last video for shows that I could watch, and I'm reaching out again asking the same thing. If there are any horror, apocalyptic, zombie, anything having to do with the end of the world type of shows or movies, etc., or just like horror themed in the whole, psychological, it can be anything, let me know. I've been on a binge this week and I have seen Smile 1 and 2. Apocalypto is a little bit different, but I really love that aspect of it. It's one of my favorite movies. Long Legs, Leave the World Behind, that one was kind of like, it was very thought-provoking, and the ending the ending was a little bit frustrating to me. But anyway, if you guys haven't seen that movie, go ahead and do it. I think most likely I will probably start doing that at the end of every video. I don't know, like just throughout what I've been watching and movie suggestions, etc. Anyway, so we're in the upstairs area and I'm working on the bedrooms. I wanted to kind of leave all the rooms, all the colors the same way outside on the inside, but then I came across this wallpaper right here and I had to incorporate it, so I put it in the other room as well, but I think it was just the upstairs rooms that I did that with. So yeah, it kind of just all came together, and the rooms are simply decorated as well. We're actually coming close to the end of the video, guys. I can't believe I spoke for like almost 20 minutes with I don't know, like almost no direction. I just spoke. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you again in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.